Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Chrono Cross. Last time we explored Arni Village. Again! And for some reason, everything was completely different. So with that said, let's continue to explore everywhere else we've already been and see what else has changed since, I guess, falling asleep on the beach before a wave changes things. Why is there music here? There wasn't any music here before. Years ago, these falls were considered a holy place by the worshippers of the divine dragon faith. Then humans migrated to the islands, and we were pushed to outlying regions. Cultural takeover that ensued. Spiritual significance of places such as this was simply gone. Well, what do you mean? Many of my friends and fellow believers come to worship. Well, you miss those days. What are you guys talking about? They look, I don't know, a little different, but what's going on here? They're investigating. Well, this music's kind of ominous a little bit. I wonder what those guys are talking about. Well, I guess we still can't do anything there. Next stop is the Hydra Marshes. Oh, the guy's standing in a different spot this time. Several years ago, when the Hydra died off, the woodland became covered with a thick fog. Waters became polluted and acidic. Real cause was us humans killing off the flora and fauna. For those of you who don't know, flora is the plant life and fauna is the animal life. Hope we don't come to regret the destruction we caused. At least I hope I got those right. And if you press the X button on the plant, it just kind of does stuff. Oh, what's that? Well, if you haven't noticed, my HP is going down a little bit. The marshes are poisoned. What are you doing walking around here in such light clothing? Expect me to save you when you die of poisoning? My fellow expedition crew members up on the treetop have a spare safety gear they can lend you. Go ask them. Okay then. That sounds like a great idea. Let's go this way. I don't know why this screen, because of the section in the bottom left, it always makes me think of like deep fried prawn. It looks like food. I can't not see it. It looks like food. Maybe I'm just hungry, who knows. And our first way of... Oh wow, it autosaves there? I don't even have to open the menu? That's actually kind of useful. I kind of like that. Huh. That's cool. I like that. That's a nice feature. I was wondering if it would only do it when you hit the world map for the first time, but it seems to happen in other situations as well. We found the Electro Jolt, which is a new element. Now let's continue up here, and it'd be crazy walking around the forest without protective gear. Got an extra set with me. That way you'll be able to walk through the marsh without getting hurt. And for coming and talking to this guy, we get the safety gear. It's automatically equipped. It's not something you need to do anything to use. It's just, as long as you have it in your inventory, you're good to go. Now you won't take any, damage just from walking through the marshes. Now, we haven't been losing HP as we've been wandering up here. It's just in the liquid part of the swamp. If you want to go deeper into the forest, you need the proper equipment and the means to control the strange plants. Say anything else? Plants have been completely mutated by the toxin. They'll whack you in the face if you touch them. Or the dwarves who used to inhabit the forest used to be able to bend plants without touching them. You heard of the remote island called Gaia's Navel? No. It's a remote island completely enclosed by bluffs located in the south of the El Nido archipelago. which of course, as I mentioned previously, is basically the general area that we're in. Eventually we'll get a chance to take a wider look at the area that we're in, but for now we're kind of stuck in this small part of the island. Legend has it there's a primeval forest that's still unexplored to this day. Interesting information. Now you would think you could go up here and go to the next screen, but no, there is nothing else in this direction. So I'm just going to backtrack a couple of screens here. There we go. And as you can see, we no longer take any damage from being in the toxic goo or whatever it is. There are 4 items total. We've already got 3 of them, if you include the safety gear there. And there should be one more, I think, yeah, down here. And a bushwhacker element. Now, if you remember, if you go deeper in from talking to that guy, the plants will whack you. I don't know if that does any damage, but they do indeed whack you, and you can't get any further into the area than we currently are in. So, our only option is to talk to this thing and fight it. And here we have a new enemy. First one I'll actually have anything of use to say about. Potpourri. This guy has an elemental, or an item that it drops. In this case, it's an element. And the element is called Arrow Saucer. We're going to want to get one. It's an easy drop to get, as long as I can actually kill the enemy. There's not like some complicated Pokemon system when it comes to damage. Yellow and green are opposing each other and do additional damage. Blue and red, and white and black. That's basically it. There's nothing else. There's no other elements that are more powerful or less powerful against anything else. So it's pretty straightforward in that regard. This enemy here, as you can see, keeps blowing up as it takes damage, and once you deal enough damage, it will be defeated and use Toxic Burst upon its defeat. That will inflict poison on all of our party members if it hits. Now, I'm hoping and failing to get the item. I actually got the rare drop. The rare drop is like a 10% drop. Of course, I get it. There is another one here. I'm going about this without explaining it. Select elements, use, antidote, and the item that we got is Brace. It's another consumable, recovers from yellow status effects. Since we have no use for that right now, we might as well just keep on moving. I think there's one more, yeah, there's one more example of that guy there that we can fight. Over here, you can see there's a steep ledge, and the surface is too slippery to climb, so we can't get up there. So there's nothing else we can do in here other than fight the other Potpourri here. There is one other enemy that you can encounter alongside these guys, but I didn't manage to find it that time. So what I'm going to do, because I didn't get the item I wanted from that battle either, when you have poison on, by the way, you will gradually lose HP when walking around, so I'm just going to take care of that again. Is there an enemy over here? Sometimes there's an enemy over here. I guess not right now. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, I'm going to zone in and fight the enemy one more time so I can get the drop that I want. And there it is. Only took one more battle. It's relatively common that you'll get it. But I just happened to get unlucky a couple of times. Well, I guess I got lucky once, but it gave me an item I didn't want. And that can happen. There are a few situations where the common item is easy to get, and then you'll get the rare item, and the rare item is not so great. What else was I supposed to do? Well, we still can't go up here. Yeah, nothing has changed around here. It's still these Dragoon guys. They weren't there before, or did I already go and check that? I thought I went and got and checked that at one point. Anyway, we were directed to go check out Cape Howl. So let's go do that now. Oh, it's at sunset apparently. More beach bums here. That's the name of this enemy, by the way, a beach bum. Okay, I just finished off those two battles. There is one thing that I have wanted to note, but didn't get around to. By the way, while we're doing this, I'm just going to switch up some of my elements here. equip that some of those elements that we pick up. That arrow saucer is a level 2. The bushwhacker item that we found in the Hydra Marshes is a level 1. Basically, there are level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 level elements of each elemental color for as far as basic attack elements go. And all of the level 1s that are green are bushwhacker. That's the only option. So there's, 6 of each elemental attack ones. And then there are some other ones that also attack and do other things, healing items, status curing items, and such like that. But for basic attacking elements that we're going to be working with for our elemental spells, we're going to want to just deal with all of those. So I'm just going to take that arrow saucer that I got, and I'm going to put it right there. And I'm going to put that bushwhacker, I think. Let's put that bushwhacker right there. I've got the tablets for healing if I need to do that. And that should help me out. But yeah, there was one other enemy that you can, on occasion, encounter with the potpourri. It's called a swamp bug. As you saw in the intro section, when we were having that weird little dream sequence, we can eventually get the ability to steal in this game. We don't have that ability currently, but you can steal an element there called Numble. It's a very useless element that you'd never want, but I figured I'd point it out. I will not be pointing out all the useless things that you can steal throughout the game. Primarily, I'll just focus on the ones that actually matter. Anyway, if you remember when we were here before, the rock here said, what did it say? I think it said, Surge and Lena forever. I'm not sure why Poshel couldn't be there when we took a look at it, but okay. I do like this area better at sunset than during the day. Writing on the tombstone. That's not what it said before. Surge died age 7. Nobody can take anything away from him, nor can anyone give anything to him. What came from the sea has returned to the sea. You must be the ghost of the boy who died 10 years ago. Oi! Don't kick my pink dog! No business with your friends. We're just after you. Well, apparently there's people after me already. This is truly true. Or do you think it is truly true? What a very strange framing of a sentence. Perfectly perfect. Oh, apparently he's got a speech thing. Yeah, there's a lot of these in the game. In fact, because you can have so many different characters in different situations, a lot of the dialogue isn't very unique to each individual character. It's pretty much the same phrasing, only modified by the automatic accent system that they've got in place. Meaning there's very little reason to try and show off multiple lines of dialogue. There are certain situations where characters will interact and have additional things to say, kind of like, building their own character. Those I will try and focus on, but I will not be bringing, multiple different characters to the same scenes because there's no point. We found the boy here just as he said. Oh, we got the he in quotations, the hidden feature in the background, or the hidden figure in the background that's controlling things behind the scene. Lovely. Seize him. Hold your seahorses. Hello? What have we here? That's some jump you got there. You don't want to get hurt now, do ya? You're the ones who better get out of the way. Do you have a shaken idea who you're dealing with? These dragoons are weird. Our orders are to take you in. We don't want to hurt you. Just come with us. Or else this Axamon will have to do the talking. Would you just shut up and get on with it? I'm gonna kick your sorry arses so hard you'll kiss the moons. Now, this is her catchphrase for the game. As a kid, I absolutely loved this catchphrase. I was a kid when I played the game the first time. I was like 12, 11, something like that. It hasn't aged as well as I would have hoped, but they try and jam that in there whenever possible. Okay, we have Girl as a party member. You'll notice from the opening sequence that we have seen her before. Let us go and take a look at the what we have to deal with here. We have Karsh as a green, Salt as a yellow, and over here we have Pepper. You get Salt and Pepper. Yeah, I get it. Clever. Not really. He is also yellow. Now, as far as strategy goes for this fight, Karsh will use a green tech called Dragon Rider if you eliminate the other two. But if you finish out him first, then there's not a whole lot to deal with. The other two will only use physical attacks. However, they do have some dialogue that they will start talking about, and none of the damage that you deal to them until after that dialogue will actually count toward their listed HP totals, which I'm not even going to go over for any of the enemies in this game because it really doesn't matter. So none of that damage is going to affect anything. Of course, the damage on me affects things, but... So he's attacked me, and somehow that allowed him to figure out my innate color, even though you can just look at it. Whatever. So yeah, basically, this fight is going to serve as a bit of an additional tutorial. They're going to talk about element colors. So attack them with the opposite element color, black. You don't have any black elements. You should carry elements of every color. Yeah, so they're giving us a little tutorial here. You probably want some elements of each color to take advantage of multiple situations. You don't have any either. Shaking in my shoes, huh? We'll have to let you show us how it's done. Useless fools. Real men don't use magic when they can fight with their might. Someone didn't have a black element either. Alright, so my strategy for this fight is to focus on Karsh and finish him off quickly, because he's the only one who can deal any decent amount of damage, and it takes far too long to try and deal with all of them first, and then have the opportunity to, absorb all that damage along the way. So we've built up all of his attack power. Now we're going to build up some of her attack power here. And we're going to open up her elemental grid and see what kind of spells she has. We got Fireball +2, a Tablet, Fireball, and a Magma Bomb. Well, as I mentioned before, the elemental power of your spells is going to go up as you have more red on the field, so I could use a couple of tablets and try and build up my element power in terms of how much damage I could deal with red elemental attacks. Even though the enemies aren't weak to them, I will do additional damage because there would be more of the red circles in the field effect at the top left of the screen. But that's not really required in this case, so we're just going to throw Magma Bomb out there. Magma Bomb is the level 2 red elemental attack, and we actually picked up one of these ourselves, but I neglected to put it on Surge, which is what I was supposed to do. I didn't make super insane notes when it comes to which elements I should equip, because I figured I'd use my brain, but it only works when I actually use it. Alright, so we have green elements on there, and the reason why I have those is to deal with Salt and Pepper, but we'll just use the Fireball here. Target Karsh and hopefully finish him off here before he gets a chance to do any real damage. There we go. Now, as you can see, I'm out a lot of stamina right now, so I will I'll add a couple of attacks here, or one attack, and then I think I'll just defend and get as much stamina back as I could. As you can see, the other two aren't all that dangerous. They don't really hurt you all that much. I don't need to worry about healing or anything like that, so we're just going to go like that. I'm going to have you use your fireball +2. Yeah, see, the more red on the field, the more damage it does. If I had any more red elemental attacks, I would do substantially more damage with them with 3 field effect, or 3 red spots in the field effect there. One thing the field effect does not affect is healing elements. It only affects damaging elements. So tablet, cure, heal, any of those spells that we've had access to, they will not be affected by the field effect at all. And I poked him and he fell down. And we get our next star level. And if you remember what I said in the previous episode when I guess it would have been, yeah, it was the previous episode, when we defeated the last boss and then we got our kind of little bonus mini star level. I told you we got strength, resistance, magic, and magic resistance in that little mini stat up, and that was foretelling of what we were going to get at this level up. As you can see, the girl got whatever random ones that she got. Doesn't really matter. Max healing is going to do nothing because I didn't equip any actual elements, but I'm not worried about healing up. And those are all the generic common drops. You could rarely get a piece of copper, another piece of copper, and oh no, a power glove is a rare one. Look at that. Perfect. That's the only one that's really worth getting anyway. I will be equipping that. That's nice. The common drop from Karsh is a bone axe, which we could never have any use for, as none of our characters have access to that weapon type, nor will any of them have access to that for quite a while. And by the time we have access to it, we can buy better. These aren't the ordinary brat. These aren't no ordinary brat. Oh, I thought they were doing a Star Wars thing. These aren't the brats we're looking for. Cowards. So what are you going to do about it? Won't forget this. Ooh, I'm so scared. I like her attitude. Happy to take you on anytime. Well, that sure was nice of you. Name's Surge, ain't it? He's a mute. Your name is... And we get to name you, meaning you're a party member. Of course, we already knew that. Yeah, all of the text here is just so tiny, it's hard to even read what the name is. It's so small. I don't know why they made it so tiny, but whatever. Call me Kid. It's kind of a generic, boring name, but okay. Just couldn't stand why and watch those blokes gang up on you like that. I definitely like your attitude. Yeah, what were they doing? I don't know. To be quite honest, never met them before. Yeah, we have no idea what's going on at this point. I fell asleep on the beach and then everything changed. How about you and me team up for a while? Probably not, especially after you helped me kick his ass. Thanks again for that. New to these islands. Pretty lonely traveling around here on my own. How about it? Maybe it was fate that we meet up like this. The interesting thing about this game is in order to get access to all the party members, or specific party members even, you need to make certain decisions about recruiting other party members. Here, we can travel together with Kid. I highly recommend you choose to refuse her offer. You will not miss out on her joining the party. I'm going to tell you that right now. There will be more opportunities to recruit her throughout the game. You can refuse the company of a lonely, vulnerable, sweet little girl with a foul mouth and the ability to kick the ass of pretty much anyone who decided to step up to her. Yeah, a little bit. I'm going to refuse that. I don't know what kind of problems that you have going on, and I don't want to deal with those problems too. I've got my own issues to deal with. I don't even know where I'm going to sleep tonight. There's this guy in my house. He says he's lived there for 5 years. I got nowhere to sleep. I got no money, except for the money I got from kicking the crap out of some monsters, but might live to regret it, you know, or not live to regret it, as the case may be. You must refuse her 3 times. This will give you access to another character, and it is the only way to get access to that character. As I said, there will be additional opportunities to recruit Kid later on. You're heading north to a town called Termina. It'll be getting dark soon. Best to go find a place to shack up for the night. Don't want to become Hecarim bait. Now, for all the talk early in the game about Hecarims, there are no Hecarims in this game. Sad as that is. They talk about it as if it's this common thing, but we never see one. And the only references we get are her mentioning it there and the bone we got to recruit Mojo. Now, they warp us back to Arni village here. And Lena wakes us up in our house that apparently we probably had to pay for again. Kind of feels odd calling you that. Maybe you had some kind of accident and hit your head. That's why your memory's all messed up. Of course, that's sin toxin again. You're really someone else, but you think you're the Surge who died 10 years ago. Well, maybe I've been sleeping for 10 years and just dreamed the whole thing. There was a show back when I was a kid, I think it was called Odyssey, or The Odyssey, where a kid was in a coma, and he lived an entire different life within his dream, kind of his dream state. And he was in like a fantasy world in there. But every once in a while, they'd flash to the real world where this kid was still in a coma. I don't think I ever finished that show, but I remember enjoying it when I was a kid. Probably wouldn't now, but who knows. I want to help you. I can't leave you alone like this. And because that's her reasoning, if you decide to recruit Kid, there's no way for Lena to join your party. Feels like I've always known you. Sounds strange. Sounds stupid. I hate when they do that in games. Oh, it feels like I've always known you. No. I know that usually means there's some reasoning behind it, and it's required for the story, but it's not good storytelling to do that. Anyway, spoiled 10 seconds before she joins. Lena joins the party. And if, so my understanding, though I haven't done this in a long time, if you do not recruit Poshul, apparently you get her either at Cape Howl or here anyway. I can't confirm this. I know I've read it, but I haven't neglected to recruit her up until this point in a long time, basically since my first playthrough. When I was a kid, where I didn't clue in to use the Hecarim bone because I guess I didn't talk to enough people or I didn't find the bone. But yeah, if Kid joins you, then you'll never get Lena. This is the only opportunity in the game to recruit her. Full speed ahead. And we have a full party, meaning 3 party members. As you can see by Lena's stats, she is more of a mage with a higher magic stat than a strength stat, where Poshul has a higher strength stat and no magic stat at all. Surge is a badass with better stats than 95% of the characters in this game because, you know, he's the protagonist. What can you do? Anyway, do you see anything new? Give me a break, man. What do you want from me? Well, I guess there's nothing else there. There is an additional scene here. What else I have written here? I know there's a scene in here. This is, I believe, is Lena's grandmother. I haven't seen him around before, and you've already got him under your thumb. Well done, girl. Not like that at all. Not much of a scene, but it's something. Alright. Let us go back in here. This is the wrong one. I went to the wrong spot. I'm smart. I always mix up which of those doors leads to which area. One leads to the cafe, and the other leads to this guy's house. Let's go talk to him. Well, this didn't happen last time. He's saying the same things, but I don't have control of my characters, and they just kind of walked up to look at the doll. Yeah, he says all the same dialogue. Within Mojo, huh? Well, that was weird. Okay, never mind then. Wait, what? I go and I do what I'm supposed to do, and it didn't work. Do I gotta give you the shark tooth again? This is all the same dialogue, too. Yeah, you're talking about the other me again. I remember talking to you. It's all the same dialogue. Anyway, maybe that's what I was supposed to do. Now can I leave and get the thing? There it is. What'd you say? Love is always in the air. It's just that no one notices. What? I am Mojo. I bring good fortune. Bogum. I don't know what Bogum or Boogum means, but sure. A living doll, a talking dog. He's got a stake through him. They send some kind of purpose. Seems like fun, so I will join you. They've removed his dialogue, or his accent. Nothing droll about me. Stop running and come face to face. Uh-huh. He used to have a weird accent thing whenever he would talk. Like, he would do after a lot of the words that he would say. It was really annoying. Here we have Mojo. And here is the character selection screen. Now, you pick your characters carefully because you will not get to change them for a little bit. Here is Mojo. He is black innate. And as you can see, his strength, defense, and magic defense are all trash. His magical defense is his only really good stat, in addition to, I guess, his agility, which is evade, which doesn't really work all that well in this game, so just ignore it. And that being the case, he kind of sucks, and I'm not going to use it. So I'm going to use the dog that's physically strong, and the girl who's magically strong. Find me here anytime. Yeah, he used to have an accent. They've it seems like they've removed it. I wonder if it was offensive to somebody or something. I have no idea. But yeah, they seem to have removed that. So yeah, we now have a whole bunch of party members. Mojo can be recruited regardless of whether you get kid or not, from my recollection. But anyway. So yeah, our current party contains some of the most unqualified people you can imagine. I've been referred to as a ghost, with a talking dog, a young girl, And if you go over to the left there, when you select equipment or elements, you can see your other party members and a straw doll. Got to be the most qualified group in all of existence to save the world. I know that's not what we're trying to do yet, but it's an RPG. Of course we're going to save the world. This is your current party. And we have seen absolutely nothing yet. The party members that we gained in this game are absolutely ridiculous. Oh, by the way, the amount of story involved in all of the characters that we have, it pretty much ends now. Other than Surge, none of the characters we currently have anything to do with the rest of the game. Even Lena. She has like 2 lines of dialogue that are required for the story, and any other character development we gain for her is optional. Howl gets no additional character development at all. Neither does Mojo. Well, I guess technically Mojo gets 1 scene, but that's about it. Anyway, with that being said, we have a new goal in mind. Lena said she had some errands to run in Termina. So our goal, since we haven't seen Termina anything right there around this area, is to head north through Fossil Valley to hopefully find Termina. But that's pretty much all the time we have for this one, and I'll see you guys next time.